Hello again, killer awesome truckers that you are. It's another walk and talk video. And what we're going to talk about this time around is the issue with these drivers. I know some of you would call them steering wheel holders, but we talked about this. All truck drivers have a steering wheel that they gotta use, so instead of calling them steering wheel holders, we'll just call them bad truckers or dicks. I'm sure we can come up with a creative name for them. Anyway, that's a little bit more accurate. Anyway, as you all know, there is a real big problem with my hair sticking up or something. Anyway, there's a big problem with drivers taking their 30 minutes or more at the fuel island. And in some cases, they do it and there's places to park. What are we going to do about it? There's a lot of people filming. A lot of drivers are filming it. I've done it. All right. I've got lots of shorts on the channel of my experiences of drivers just taking their break, getting their cheeseburger and soda water, going to take their shower, which, hey, at least they're not doing it at the fuel island. And what I mean is they're not grabbing a hose and hosing themselves off, although that might be preferable than them, spending 40 minutes or more parked at the fuel island. But what can we do instead of just filming and sending it over to bonehead truckers? What can we actually do to make it better? Is there an option? Or is it just, nope, well, that's it. That's just how it is. Well, maybe that's just how it is what's causing everything to get worse. It's never going to get better if that's just how it is. So, what's the solution? I suppose you could continue to make videos and try to educate people. But let's be honest. The people that need to be educated, they're not watching those shows anyway. Right? I mean, they can't be bothered to go, park properly. What makes you think they can be bothered to watch these videos? So, what do you do? What do you do that's not going to get you into trouble? Okay, we all have ideas of things we can do. It will either make the situation worse, or it's going to get you into trouble. So, what are the options? What are the options that you can do? Well, we know one option. One option is to knock on the door. That's probably your first option. Knock on the door politely. Politely say, hey, I'm behind you. I need to get fuel. I need to get going. Could you please go find a place to park? Or can you pull up there while I fuel? It depends upon where you're sitting in the fuel island, right? You could have already done fueled and now you're trying to get out. Or you're sitting behind the person that's parked right there at the pumps. So try the polite method, right? Don't accuse. Don't be, that's not gonna, you're gonna use fire against someone and they're gonna get defensive. So try the polite approach first. If they ignore you, or if they say, I'm not moving, then you can say, I need you to move, or I'm going to report this to the management at the truck stop. Now, we all know that some of these management places won't do a thing. Some will, and some won't do a thing. And in some cases, I guess you can't blame them, because there are drivers out there that carry weapons. And the staff, they don't want to get hurt. I can't blame them. Can you really blame them for not wanting to approach these drivers? But I would say that's your second option. At least see, right? It doesn't hurt to ask, I guess. It might hurt your clock, but all in all, I don't think it's going to hurt anything. You might be lucky with option number 1. Maybe you'll get lucky with option number 2. And this also, it's not just a fuel island. Another problem that I've been noticing, because hey, I watch bonehead truckers. I'm like you. I watch them too. The other problem is that people are just creatively making a spot at a truck stop, and we talked about that before, about making a spot. Well, they're making spots in front of other truckers and blocking them in. Now, I've read accounts of drivers who, knocked on the door, banged on the door, and said, hey, I'm trying to get out, I need you to move. And they moved. However, no one has been talking about drivers who either ignore the door or just say, no, I'm not moving. No one's talking about it. Let's talk about it. All right? No one's talking about it, so let's talk about it here. Come on. Let's get it out. I know it's got to be happening. So I need you drivers to speak up. And if you're one of those drivers that does that, I want you to speak up too. I want you to explain your reasonings for blocking other drivers in. We all know why you do it. Because you work late at night. There's no place to park, so you just park wherever. All right. We know why you're doing it. We just want to know why you feel justified on doing that and blocking other people. Why is your time more important than other people? That's what we want to know. And that goes the same with the whole fuel island thing. You drivers are blocking other drivers who just want to get their fuel and go. Why? Why do you do it? So, and this is especially a problem if you're being blocked in at a parking spot. What do you do? Oh well, that's just how trucking is. No wonder it's getting worse. What are you going to do? Knock on the door, tell management. I guess maybe the next option would be to call a tow truck company and say, hey, there's a truck that's illegally parked. He's been asked to move. He's not moving. We need to get him towed out of there. Will the tow truck company do it? That's the question. They seem to be really eager on wanting to tow semi-trucks and then really screwing a driver over. So, has anyone called a tow truck? Man, my phone's going off. That's my work phone. Has anyone tried that? And say, hey, look, you need to move, or I'm going to have a tow truck come out here and move you. Or maybe just don't say that at all. I know this is going to affect a lot of people, but I almost think that those trucks that take their 30-minute break, park in a spot that blocks other drivers, since they gotta wait anyway, I'm kind of thinking they should be booted. I don't mean booted off the property, I mean the wheels being booted. And then if they want to get the boot removed, they're gonna have to pay money. And they've got so long to get it off. You start holding these drivers accountable, and I know it's gonna suck because people are gonna be trapped. But you gotta do something, otherwise it's gonna keep happening. And it is the only solution that I can think of to get these drivers to stop what they're doing. If more and more of these drivers are booted, towed, fined, things are going to stop. Well, maybe not stop completely, but they'll start changing. What do you think? See, I think we need to talk about solutions. Stop making videos of it. We know what's happening. We know it's happening a lot. Now it's time to start coming up with solutions. Right? Would you agree? You can either complain about the problem or you can address the problem. So let's do that. Let's address the problem. Maybe you've got a better idea. One that's legal and won't get you into trouble. So let me know in the comments below. We really need to talk about this because no one else is. No one else is talking about it. So let's talk about it here. Anyhow, I hope you're enjoying the channel. I've got a lot of different material here besides trucking. So I hope you'll check it out. We'll see you in another video. Have a killer awesome day.